learn a little bit about Bill Borden, and you know something about that, Brother Martin, that very well read and studied his life a little bit. And would you tell us a little bit about that particular servant of Christ?
Well, he said at 97 years old, I've kind of forgotten about it. Oh, I know, but yeah, he must,
you're not quite as old as 97, maybe 95, 94, somewhere.
I was wrong. But so Gordon got saved at Moody Church. His pastor was R.A. Torrey. When he was 7 years old, he got saved. And when he was 17 years old, his dad thought he got needed fame around the world. He was very wealthy. It wasn't Ortonville, but he was very rich. Seen around the world, and 17 years old, that was a graduation gift. He went to Japan, and there, when he got there, he was just overwhelmed with the people there, how they were lost and pagan, and then really burned his heart. And he went to China. Got there, he got very sick there and almost died, but he got a burden from the Muslims in northern China who were Chinese. They spoke Chinese dialect and also Arabic. And he liked to do hard things. And so he decided, felt like God wanted him to go back and reach the gospel. So when he went down to India, long ways from there, of course, but he wrote a letter to his dad that I'm going to go do Moody Bible Institute. Got home. That's going to Yale. I've already got you intended to Yale. So he obeyed his father, but when he got to Yale, he said, if I can't go, if I can't go to Moody, I'm going to convert, win the students here at Yale to the Lord. So he did. He got connected with Charlie Campbell, who was a older student and a really good Christian. They prayed together and they started asking students to come for Bible studies. And by the end of the first year, they had 150 of those 300 students for a class in their Bible studies.
Wow.
The second year, they expanded it. And they would actually have prospect cards. The ones who were saved would turn in the names of the kids that they wanted someone to go visit that they were afraid to or couldn't for some reason. And so they give those cards out to the students at meetings, and they just told them to go out and win people to Christ. If it was a really hard, notorious student, he'd always take that card. He wanted to get the hard ones saved. And he had a big impact there. By the time he graduated, there were, out of the 1,300 students who were most of them, 1,000, according to the Yale Standard and the book about Bill Borden, that were in his classes, and most of them saved. Just had a big impact on the faculty. And then his dad died while he was in college. So the things about left him a lot of money, but he decided to get that money away to Christian work. And he wrote this Bible, No Reserve. He goes to Princeton. He's not Arabic, and then goes to Egypt to attend a missionary school that was training missionaries how to reach the Muslims. Got there, and on the boat, he wrote in his Bible, No Retreat. And then we get Egypt, he's a city of 800,000 people, and getting those 30 students in that school, like him, and he said, let's go out and win people here in Egypt, in Cairo. And he printed 100,000 booklets with 800,000 population. And they started passing those out, and missionaries that were in the city actually were these people. They got a lot of visitors coming to their places there. So then, about a month after he got there, one of the missionaries there contracted spinal meningitis and died. And he had visited him in the hospital, which is very contagious. And at the cemetery, Bill Borden said these words. He said, now we work all the harder, for the time is short. I told one of his friends that let him know how little time he had left. And so he got sick, and they finally figured out he had cerebral meningitis, and lived about 2 weeks. It was a very painful death. It disfigured his face. And one of the last things he did was he wrote, when he was still able to write, he wrote in his Bible, No Regret. And he died, and his family was, his mother and sister was in London. They missed him by an hour. They got there an hour after he died. And but he had a big impact on a lot of people. And my favorite book outside the Bible was Ortonville.
It's a great story, and I'm glad you shared it with us today. And of course, I think while he was in Yale, he also started a rescue mission, if I'm not mistaken, or some sort of a home downtown. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a Yale Hope. That was in, I'm trying to think of the thing on it, Yale right now. Can't think of it. In Connecticut, everything. But he started the Yale mission and the college teacher, professor, were because he was a student that was very unselfish, and he would win drunkards to the Lord. He would, it was just amazing the hardship people while he was there, and it was all in only love for the Lord. Nobody to really guide you there had a good Christian friend, but he had a lot of initiative and lots of imprint on a lot of people's lives in those days, and even to this day.
You're listening today to Brother Rick Martin, and he has been a lifetime missionary in Iloilo, Philippines, and from that miracle work, God has done some tremendous things around the world and is still doing things around the world. Tell us a bit about the Bible College. As one of your main goals when you went to the Philippines was to start a Bible training center where you could train others to take the gospel to the Philippines and the regions beyond. And tell us a bit about the Bible College currently. What stage are you in? Have you already opened up the new semester already?
Yeah, it's opened up in July. The pandemic, the change the schedules, regular schedules are kind of about other colleges and high school. We started in July a month ago, and we're starting here, and the kids, the main goal is that we train them in Bible school to start a church when they graduate, and the ladies to go out and work at school, workers will come after Bible, perhaps. So that's mainly a goal for that.
And it's a beautiful testimony. It's an amazing, amazing ministry that demonstrates the glory of God. How thankful we are. Now, how about this fellow named Mr. Prince? Is he still serving the Lord Jesus?
He's down in Mid-Out. He gets, I think right out. He goes,
yeah.
I just have a little in between two sections about David Martin, Mid-Out. There you go. The Bible school, he's turned 8 or 10 churches already out of.
Yes.
No,
amazing.
You remember them, huh?
I do remember them. We played on the same basketball team with your son, Ricky. I had a good time.
Wow. They broke your leg there, but
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, those Filipinos can play better basketball in flip-flops than I can in tennis shoes. I felt like Shaquille O'Neal over there. I was a big old dude compared to them. They can foul as better as anybody. They hit you hard on the wrist and the hand. Broke my finger. But
I looked at them. Other than that, when I got up there playing, everybody was short. I thought I'd center in the back. And it was for a little while, I played center. After a while, I just no more of that. I tried to learn how to shoot a 3-point shot. Still that bad. It's rough, man. It's rough. Running bad. It's fun basketball, though.
It is. And I'm so thankful for you. I appreciate the work that God is using you to do. I thank you for your friendship and love you in the Lord. I'm very grateful for you. Looking forward to what God will do in your life and continuing. Thank you for joining us today with a beautiful story from William Borden. I can't wait till another time that if it works out good, we can see you again. God bless you and have a great day in Jesus.